What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nightreign DLC walkthrough. So last time we started Scholar's Remembrance by beating a boss. Unfortunately, we only unlocked the first 2 pages of his journal, so we don't have the ability to actually start a Remembrance. So we're going to do another expedition to unlock more of his journal, and that will allow us to actually begin the actual remembrances. So here's a look at my relics. I haven't changed them from last time. I've got the Balancer's relic on. I've got this Caligo relic on, which gives my starter weapon Frostbite and then makes me invisible once Frostbite triggers. It gives me improved physical damage negation. And then this one gives me Bloodblade. And this is really the key. The Bloodblade is like, if you want to be doing damage, high damage as Scholar, this is what you want to have equipped is Bloodblade. So we're going to do Gaping Jaw this time. And I'm going to do it solo. Do 1 player. And you cannot use, at least at this point in time, you cannot use the new DLC Shifting Earth map on old expeditions. The only way to use the DLC Shifting Earth map is if one of your targets is one of the DLC bosses, the Balancers or the Dreglord. So we're going to be on the old map for this one, which is all good. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, it gave me randomly the crater event. Okay, we can work with that. I'll have a legendary weapon for this. So the reason why I'm doing this one solo, I just want to show that it is possible if he's set up correctly, mainly with Bloodblade, that it is quite viable to do a solo run as Scholar. While he is primarily a support character, he is perfectly viable solo if you set him up well. Jump attacks, not going to help me. Oh, one more guy left. Especially with his Bleed and Frost, can help a lot. Attack our HP, that'll work. And one more dude. First, I'm going to try to level up consumables. I don't care about pots. Or no, I do care about pots, actually. I don't care about grease. I'm not really going to be using grease. All right, let's get this grace, and then we'll do the fort since it's right next to us. Maybe get another quick and easy level out of the deal. So I do want to level up my pots to level 3. I will be doing fire pots since you can purchase an infinite supply of them from any merchant just about. Get this guy down. Really just concerned with the boss upstairs. Yep. And with this pot. You don't like that. Oh, I was wondering why I couldn't do the follow-up moves with Bloodblades because I was out of stamina. I get blood on these people, or rather frost on these people, so it conceals me against the main boss. He doesn't know where I'm at. He's just hopelessly looking around for me. All right, projectile. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing this probably counts as a projectile. Take the fire pot. And I'll consume this because my consumables will be leveled up as well. Like for a stone sword key. I don't have Everjail buff on, but an Everjail would still be good for levels right now. Nope. We'll consume, no. Skill FP cost? Sure, why not? No Everjail, sadly. We can check and see what the lake boss is, though. It's something that can be done right now. And I'm not going to do a cave since I'm going to be leveling up my weapon to legendary anyways. I don't need the smithing too. I'm just going to stick with my starter weapon. I will get these 2 churches. Ulcerated Tree Spirit. I don't know if he bleeds. He's also going to be able to one-shot me. We'll try him out. I don't know if he bleeds. I know he frosts. He is going to one-shot me if I get hit. Or close to one-shot me. I could fix that if I analyze him and debuff him. But the thing about analyze is it leaves you wide open if you're right next to the enemy, especially. He does bleed. Yep, there's that one shot. Now I'm going to be at level 2. So, probably was not a good idea to try to do this. I'll get a ton of runes though if I succeed. I knew that was going to happen. I was trying to get away from the fire AoE. See what kind of circle we got. If we have to bail, we have to bail. We might come back later. Oh, nope. We gotta. We're fine. We are fine. As long as, well, who's got my runes? One of y'all have them? I want my runes back. Bro is like hunting me down. He's got him. The flying misbegotten. Unfortunately, this dude like wants to kill me. Here, if I ult him and then the flying one is threaded, then he'll die anyways. I'll get my runes back. Okay, maybe not. It's cool. That was funny. You get him frosted again. He says, no, you ain't. Okay. There's the frost. I get bleed on him again here. Oh, he's gonna do this explosion. Yeah. Eventually when he dies, this one boss will get me to like level 5 or 6 at least. So it'll be okay. We still got time. As long as I can kill this and get the 2 churches, we'll be okay. There we go. Took long enough, but hey. Oh, gave his legendary a Wending Grace. Oh, snap. Definitely worth. Level 5, sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and get a level 1 stone from this guy. The merchant up here. Take my weapon to level +1. Which will easily get us through night 1. We'll go for this church first. And this church. Sucks I lost those runes to the boss. I would be level 6 otherwise, most likely. But we'll be alright. Blood loss will help against this boss. Especially given the way that this circle's playing out, it probably would have been most advantageous to do the boss later. Like do that first thing after the night one, but more blood loss, that'll help. I almost always get grabbed by the boss. I'm just going to focus on randos. Just for some extra runes. Don't think we're gonna have time for the under the castle boss. Check and see who it is. Oh, it's gonna be tight. I'm gonna check and see who it is. Something we can take out quick, I might go for it. It's gonna be Revenant, so that's gonna be a no for me. Take out some jellyfish and whatnot. Got trolls on top of the castle, so I'm not sad about not doing the castle day 2 since we'll be doing Crater. Wait, are the trolls hitting me from all the way out here? Trying to see if I can squeak out a level 6 before the boss. Yep, there we go. We'll do that. Get up to level 6. All right, successive attacks. That could be good. Grab that level real quick. Oh, come on. I think there's a spot to climb up over here. Take a little bit of storm damage, but we can heal through it. All right, cool. Would have been good to pick up pots, but oh well. This is going to be Worm Face, I think. Actually, probably would have been better to do this after the fight starts, but oh well. I'll still get a benefit from doing it here. Alt is super helpful. See, not there we go. You make sure not to get death blighted, but some boluses from these rats. Oh geez, I didn't notice I was close. Alright, that's my res. I didn't know the boss was getting closer to me. Got more boluses. Make sure I don't get death blighted again. That is going to be instant death if I do. I'm going to lose the run if I get death blighted again. Need another bolus. Need some rats. Here we go. Give me stuff. Nice. To build my resistance up more. Alright, go back to worm face. Ooh, trying to grab me. Got me. Oh no, this could be death. Yep. Heal. Alright, now I got my ult back, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Okay. Come on, buddy. There we go. There we go. And done. It's a little sketchier than I would have liked for it to be, but... Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for the extra church. And we'll hit crater. I'm torn. I think we're going to do the church, yeah. And then put this bird down and go to crater. Okay. There's not a township on this map. See, I gotta get up top to get this bird. There should be a spirit spring right here. Yep. See, I do need to pick up a winning grace. I haven't gotten one from the merchants yet. I'm going to do that real quick. This up here. Perfect. Oh, I went the wrong way. Alright, just gonna need to make quick work of this crater. You should be able to, as long as you don't die. Alright, very nice. I mean, we're a little bit behind where I'd like to be right now, but we'll be okay. Oh geez, don't want to get comboed here. Nearly did. She's bleeding me now. Not good. Alright, that was almost bad. Still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Probably need to take these people out so they don't mess me up against the boss. I'm gonna ult by the boss to make sure that my attacks hit everybody. Okay, don't want to die here. Trying to get the frost on you, but that was really close. Legendary, all right. Not a winding grace. Do the flask restoration. Could probably use the extra runes. I'm gonna kill at least some of these guys. can get a level up, so I'm going to go in and pass by these two and go straight to the bottom. Get this grace up. All right, here we go. Go ahead and alt so I recover HP on hitting this guy. You need to try to remember to use the gold foul foot. How is he not frosted yet? There it is. All right, need to not die here. Ouch. Not dying here is actually pretty crucial. All right, perfect. All right, legendary acquired. Want to go around and get that last church as well. Before the final circle closes in, we can get Maggie on the way, maybe Red Wolf, depending on how we're looking on time. Was quick. Ooh, a legendary from Maggie. Damage negation at full HP. Yes, please. Or we might have enough for Red Wolf. Depends on how cooperative he is. Usually not very. As I said. Yeah. We did not die here. I probably should have ignored this fight. I just want the runes though, really. Oh, crap. I gotta go. I just want the... All right, the church is more important, honestly. I want to pick up some fire pots, too. There's a merchant here. Okay. All right. I wish I could have got those extra runes, but it is what it is. Kill some of these guys for runes. These guys are blocking my grace. There we go. Got it. You need to remember to use that foul foot before the end of the day 2 boss to get the enhanced chance for a Winding Grace as a drop. That's going to be Hippo and Crucible Knight, I think. I'm going to save my ult for when they're both spawned in. More? Come on. And you? Don't pick up the attack power up here. Top off health too. Need to not use my free res here. I'm assuming Hippo's going to come for me. We'll see here. If he does, I'm going to use my ult. Yep, here we go. Side of him. Okay, that was good. Crucible Knight was taking damage from that ult as well, as long as I was hitting Hippo. But the effect has worn off. Alright, that's it for Hippo. Back to Cruci. I got fire pots, so I'm gonna use them. You remember to use that silver foul foot? Level 3, baby. And oh, he got it before the AoE got him. Just more hit. All right, there we go. Very nice, very nice. And no legendary, sadly. Glint Blades, though. I will take the Glint Blades. Easy choice. Kind of want to see if I... Nah, not going to worry about it. I was going to try to take a couple of guys out there, but... Oh, not worth it. Especially with the enhanced health drain after the Night 2 boss. Alright, so pick up Winding Grace number 3. I can pick up 4 fire pots as well, if I got the runes for it. And we're not going to have the runes for it. That's okay. Pick up 1. Got a legendary, 3 windies, fire pots, glint blades. Should be good. The Grabs, though, I suck at dodging his grabs, which is my Achilles heel against this boss. Get him some bleed going. There we go. Pretty much shredding him right now. Oh, sweet. I think actually just doing bleed is going to do more damage than trying to get the crit. So I'm just going to do bleed. Yeah, he's pretty much trashed. Oh, I wasn't far enough away. That's fine. All right, first res. I still got 3 Windies left, so we'll be all right. I'm going to go in an alt so I can recover from hitting him. Uh-oh. I forgot about that AoE. Run and heal here. Hey, buddy. He was too far away. How about a fire pot? Whoop. Another fire pot. There we go. One more bleed, he's probably gonna be dead. Double grab on second phase and dodge. A little bit out of range for that. Oh, I got the crit right there, right before he tried to grab me. Okay, that went really well. Pretty easy kill. People who dog on Scholar, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Got the job done for us. All right, pretty nice run. And this should allow us to progress with his Remembrance. Let's see. So let's just go to his journal. All right, chapter 3, a journal entry titled "The Vestiges Surrounding the Cleansing Tear." I found a scrap of paper I believe to have been carried by a messenger. Though soiled and in poor condition, I saw faintly but unmistakably the word "tear" imprinted upon it. Examining it further, I heard the most intriguing words arise from within the vision I beheld. The tear, salvation. This warrants further analysis. I shall continue my probe of the phantom vision as usual. Okay, so we can begin his remembrance here. He's talking more about the cleansing tear that he is searching after. So let us start his remembrance. First objective. Got to talk to our friend here.
How may I help you, champion? You wish to know about me? I began as one among many, a single cog in a great machine of war. But then I was selected for modification, to become proficient in the field of housekeeping. It did not proceed. In time, I was tossed away, only to where I began my hardly the most riveting of...
Actually, no, not talk to him. Is it the jar? Or no. You got to examine this. That's right. Scrap of paper that reads a tear. It might just be his salvation. I am certain the cleansing tear is no mere fable. Let's go to meet with the noble below the fort. Okay, so we have a personal objective now. And that is to search an underground chamber below a marsh. Only occurs with DLC targets. So I'm going to select the balancers. Since we have to select the DLC target for this to work. And so our objective is going to be below one of the marshes, which is the new areas that are only on the Limveld version of the map if you're doing a DLC boss. I mentioned before we have the marshes, which are new, and the forages, which are new. So I'm not going to do this entire expedition. I'm going to do the objective and die night 1. Doing the balancer solo as Scholar, probably not going to work out so well. I got to go all the way north though. So I'm just going to get my level 2 and then go up north and do that objective. And then I'm going to show you guys kind of the marshes, what they look like. And also, if we have a forge on the map, I'll show you guys a forge as well, kind of how those work. And that'll at least for this guide, as far as this guide's concerned, will give you coverage for the new areas. So I haven't really been remotely thorough with them yet. I've even showed the forge and like the fact that it can change your weapon skill and like all that. So I will showcase that in this episode, since we're not doing the whole objective, or I should say the whole. We're doing the objective, but we're not going to do the whole expedition. I'm going to die night 1 on purpose, and we're not going to fight the balancers here in this episode. We are actually going to save that for a later episode, because part of Scholar's Remembrance quest, you have to beat the balancers in one of the steps. So we're going to save the actual balancers fight, beating them, for that episode. This is just for his Remembrance quest here. So it's putting us to a Scarlet Rot Marsh. So there are different types of marshes. You got a Bleed Marsh, a Poison Marsh, a Rot Marsh. There's a Madness Marsh, or Marsh, I should say. And there's Sleep, Frost. Pretty much every status effect has its own version of the marsh. And I showed you in a previous episode where to get the Stone Sword Key. I believe in the Rot Marsh, that is the only version of the marsh where the Stone Sword Key is not on one of the islands, kind of in the middle of the marsh. I think it's the Rot Camp where it's in a different location, and I'm going to show you, if it is indeed true, I'm going to show you in this episode what to do about that. Where's my grace? I want a grace to level up real quick. Should have leveled up before, but I forgot. Because this is going to close in fast when that circle closes in. Unless the day 2 circle is up here. Which it might be. Might not be. But we got to make sure we get this objective in. And this is not one where you have to fight something. You literally just go in and pick up the thing you need to pick up. And then you're done. So the Rot Marshes, there are back entrances into the area. Like you see that hole in the wall. So I guess this for Rot Marshes. So see, we're kind of to the side of that main building. This is where your Stone Sword Key opportunity is for Rot Marshes only. All the other marshes, they're going to be on one of the islands. I'll show you in just a sec what that looks like after I get rid of these dogs. So this is where your Stone Sword Key chest is. It's not guaranteed to have a Stone Sword Key, but it might. And this one does happen to have a Stone Sword Key. So this is where you go for the Rot Marshes. Every other version of the marsh, I'm going to show you real quick. I've shown you before, but I'll show you again. It's going to be on one of those islands like over there, right where I'm looking. The Stone Sword Key chest is going to be over here. Rot Marshes, it's on the side of this main building, which is where I just was. So the boss for this is going to be a Clean Rot Knight. But first we're going to do our objective. And our objective, drop down. It's off to the side here. So drop down once over there, go over here, drop down here. And this is going to be the objective for the Remembrance quest. And so I don't want to fight Clean Rot Knights at level 2, but we just did get 30,000 runes for doing the objective, and the night is closing in, and we're not inside the circle. So I'm just going to bail out of this one, and then maybe do a different marsh to show you the layout of the marshes and the forges. Hopefully we'll have time to do that. Okay, so I need to... Whoa, I got grabbed. Can we get out of here? And try to find a... Well, there is a marsh and a forge in the circle. So we'll try to work that out if we can. We'll grab this. Oh, we got the Caligo raid too. Gosh, okay. And this is a raid that I have not covered yet, but the problem is that he drops icicles, or I should say she drops icicles from the sky, and they can kill you basically in one hit if they land. So we need to get rid of this raid. We want to go straight to here, the middle of the red. So get there, we're going to take the tree. Hopefully we get there without dying as a result of the icicles falling from the sky. Oh gosh. So the icicles fall again and I get hit one time, I'm probably dead. The Caligo, all you have to do is hit once, and then she goes away and you get a ton of runes for it. I'm going to mark the center of the circle. That's where we're going to find Caligo. And just one hit in the head, she goes away, and you get your power up. Now, I might get hit by an icicle and die, so we'll see. I don't know if you can get hit while you're on a bird. We're about to find out. Okay, I guess not. So we're going to go straight to Caligo. Sweet, hit a grace, get our HP back. Almost there. And there she is. Just gotta hit once in the head. A nice little boop. That's her tail. Nice little boop. Come on. There we go. And then she goes away and we get a ton of runes for this. I just need to find a spot to level up real quick. And then when you get an attack, when you face an attack that threatens life, it could neutralize the damage, so you might not take damage. It's a chance, it's not guaranteed. Level 8 for that. That ain't bad. Alright, so we got a poison marsh and a forge. I'm gonna hit up a forge. There's two different layouts of the forge. And what this does is, as I said before, is it gives you a chance to re-roll your weapon skill. So this has ground slam, for example, and if it'll give you a random chance for a new skill. So this version of the forge, there's two versions. There's one that has a boss up top and it's a single boss, and there's one that have bosses that are spread out. So this version of the forge has a merchant right here, and this is where you can go to power up or change your weapon skill. But first you have to light a fire, and you can light the fire here. Now, there are 5 possible locations for this one to power up the forge with. And 5 possible locations, but only 3 of them will spawn. That is one possible location right behind where you need to go, which is actually really convenient. But that one might not always spawn. We only need to light one of them. So now that we've lit one, we can go here and let's see. So what we can do is we can re-roll our weapon skill. And so instead of ground slam, if you do this, we get Flame of the Red Mains, and we can change the skill we did. So we have Flame of the Red Mains, and that's what this does. Now, generally, I will say, just in terms of the types of bosses you get, it's not like rune gain efficient to fight these bosses, because you got to go out of your way, and the bosses take a long time to kill. And the runes they give are not that great. So if you're going for levels, this is probably not your best bet. To get to the boss, though, we got to go all the way to the outside, go across this bridge. These guys won't stop trolling me, but that's fine. The problem is in the boss room, there's going to be one up top that's still sniping us. Up there, see? And so you can get up there and take him out so that he's not shooting you when you're trying to fight the boss. And these are omens. We'll take them out. As I said, the other version of the forge has it to where there's like 3 separate boss locations, and you got to fight the 3 separate bosses. I got them linked together, so they're all taking the damage now. There we go. That blood blade doing work for me. So that's a forge. And there's another layout of the forge, as I said, where the actual weapon upgrade spot is in a different location, and the bosses are in a different location. And the merchant's in a different location, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the opportunity to actually show that layout of the forge before we're done here or not, but we'll see. As I said, I'm gonna die to the day 1 boss just for the sake of getting this objective complete so we can move on with the Remembrance. Because this episode is focused on the Remembrance, not necessarily doing an expedition. And as I said, we're going to be doing Balancers as Scholar later in his Remembrance because that is actually a requirement to progress with his quest. So, all right, so Poison Marsh, we got our final spot is up here, so we probably have time to do it. As I said, with Poison, every other type of marsh other than Rot, the treasure chest for your Stone Sword key potentially is going to be over here on one of these islands. So here it is. And this one did not have a Stone Sword key in it, but that's where the chest would be. And just for the sake of showing the marsh killing a boss, we have plenty of time to do that because the circle is closing in to the north, right by us where we're at now. So to get there, you want to drop all the way down. And as you go down, you'll probably find a spot where you can get either seals for incantations or staves for sorceries. Each marsh has a spot for those, so here's where you would get some seals. And depending on the type of marsh, the stave location and the seal location are going to be different. So we got a Kindred of Rot down here. Gotta kill all of them. If I had my ult, that would be useful, but I don't. All right, and then to get out of here, you got to take the Spirit Spring up. And just like there are 2 different forge layouts, there's 2 different marsh layouts as well. There's a marsh layout where you don't go all the way down and Spirit Spring up. There's I think a possible poison one will have the spider scorpions as well. That's the other possible boss you can get in a poison type marsh. And the layout's going to be slightly different, but it's going to be the same concept. Kind of go in that central building. You keep dropping down until you get to the boss, and then you go back up after you beat the boss. Then after you beat the boss, you get out of the door, and then there's potential for loot and stuff up here. So that's pretty much the marshes. So I'm glad I got this opportunity to show you the forges and the marshes. And if you're doing a Balancer's Expedition, Remogue is the boss, the night 2 boss, I should say. It is possible in a Blood Marsh, if you go all the way around to that last platform like I just showed you, you can get an event where if you beat the enemies there on that last platform that I was just now, a few seconds ago, where you fight some enemies and they can drop the tier that helps against the Nihil attack for Moog. Possible but not guaranteed if you visit a Blood Marsh. Looks like we're gonna get the Death Knights here. Or no. This is going to be rather. It's gonna be Curse Blade and Divine Warrior. We're gonna die here because I don't want to do this whole expedition, and quite frankly, I don't even know if I could beat this if I wanted to solo. The DLC bosses are way harder than base game. Oh, one more. Probably going for the Curse Blade first. I'm actually trying, just for the sake of seeing if I can do it or not. All right, curse blade down. That ain't bad. I'm not gonna, even if I get him down to low HP, I'm not actually gonna kill him, but I just want to see if I can actually do this. Just for my own personal enrichment. Oh, see, I don't know his combos well enough to actually do this. But, you know, it's not going bad per se. Whoop. Walk right into that. I don't want to actually kill him. But part of me still wants to try to do my best. Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. Maybe I shouldn't sell myself short. Alright, just gonna let him kill me now. Because I don't want to accidentally kill him, because I'm really just doing this for time. Because if you die to the night 1 boss, you keep your objective. If you just get your objective and quit out, you don't keep your objective. So this is the quickest way to do the objective and actually keep it in your inventory. All right. So now we'll finish out this Remembrance. A loud sound was heard coming from the chapel. Let us investigate. All right, so we got Undertaker. So we're getting the other perspective of Undertaker's Remembrance here. We kind of saw this when we did Undertaker's Remembrance, this interaction.
Brave champion, are you hurt?
Now here's where we talk to Nightreign.
Could it have been a cave-in? I'll check the other rooms.
Okay, check the journal. Killing him will not turn back the clock. The Albinauric secret elixir, the cleansing tear, must be guarded at all costs. I must reach the research annex. Okay, so more about the cleansing tear. Talk to Undertaker again.
Thank you for what you did earlier. Yes? What is it? What? I see.
All right, that's the end of this Remembrance. Scholar's journal is updated by recovering the fragment. And we get his chalice, which is very good because now we can equip both Balancer relics and the Blood Blade relic, I should say, which will give us those Balancer relics are going to stack. I'll give him 10% plus melee attack power and then over 40% for his skill, which is crazy. You have Blood Blade on. All right, let's continue with his Remembrance, Chapter 4, a journal entry titled The Albinauric Secret Elixir. I discovered a nobleman's diary and a study beneath the marsh. Deciphering it affirmed the connection between the cleansing tear and the Albinaurics. The vision also pointed to a place known as the Research Annex. Could it be there that we, the Albinaurics, find our manifest desire and reclaim our fate? An additional observation, a fellow warrior of the Round Table Hold was exhibiting some strange behavior. It seems she wished to escape the notice of the others, and so with proof of my claim in hand, I made her a proposal that should serve us both. I have been deliberating how to frame such a long disappearance from the Round Table Hold, but now I have my answer. I leave the rest to her. So he's going to search for the additional clues to the cleansing tear. We find out that he himself, the scholar, is an Albinauric, which is why he's after the cleansing tear, because his body deteriorates, as do other Albinaurics, and he's trying to fix that. So, next page, a journal entry titled The Trader of the Round Table Hold. With scant clues, the research annex, the nobleman's second residence located below Limveld, was near impossible to find without the priestess's help. I thought of the peculiar being who seems to come and go from Round Table Hold at his leisure. I explained my purpose to it and struck a bargain with the small jar merchant. I communicated via etchings on a wax tablet, and the merchant responded gleefully. After an exchange of drawings, we concluded with a detailed agreement. All that was left was to wait. Before long, everything was ready. The truth would soon be revealed. With my heart aflutter, I packed a few belongings and went to the merchant. All right, I can begin the remembrance here. And so we need to go to the jar merchant. This one's going to involve combat actually, so I'm going to set up his new chalice. I'm going to put on both balancers, relics here. This one's red. The one from the Everdark is red. The one from the main boss is blue. And then for this one, that's a wild card. I'm going to do skill and Bloodblade. So I can put on either one since this one is a wild card. You can put any color on it. So I'll do this one. This is increased rune acquisition and stamina recovery. So that's better than just the one that has Bloodblade on it. So I'll put this one on and we are all set. Let's go to the jar merchant. Ask to be shown to the Great Hollow. This is going to transport us to a section of the Great Hollow, kind of in the northern fort. This is similar to where we had to go for the Undertaker's quest. Actually, it's the exact same spot. But instead of having to do an expedition, it just transports us there. You're going to want to take these enemies out because they're going to be a problem later. So I don't have Frost on anymore, but the extra base attack power from the skill is going to be well worth not having that Frost on there. Now, if you have a relic that gives you Bloodblade and Frost, that's kind of like the best case scenario, but you got to be really lucky for that. So yeah, take all these enemies out. You don't want them to be a factor later on. Any more? Yeah, there are. This attack power is just stupid. Okay, so take this one out. I think this might be the last one. We got 4 flasks. We need them. So same as what we had to do as Undertaker. Go up here in the rafters and then go to the same spot. However, the door does not open. First, I must determine the source of that noise. So there's a noise that just happened, and now we got to go investigate. It's actually going to be an enemy that we got to kill. Which is why you take out these other ones first, so you don't want them attacking you when you're trying to beat this boss down here. Okay, going to threat him. Got an apostle that we got to take care of. With the threading, you heal upon hits, which is good. All right, got the apostle down, so now we just got to kill these marauders. Not too hard to do. Heal up. Get the last one here. Kind of not cooperating with me, but that's okay. Okay. Need to regroup here. All right, come up here. That's fine. Thing is, he's always blocking. But he still takes chip damage. There we go. He lifted up his shield long enough. All right, took care of that. Now, let us go back to where we were before. Go over here. The door is open. We can read. A line from MMO. I will stay here with the original elixir. The power of the crystal will preserve it until it is once again required. So we can interact with this. Possible. The cleansing tear was to be our salvation. It can't be. This must be a mistake. And of course, when we did Undertaker's Remembrance, this is exactly where we found the scholar as part of her quest. And we're back. Scholar's Journal was updated, and that's pretty much it for that Remembrance. We got the Cleansing Tear, which is one of his special relics you can equip. Gives him continuous damage inflicted upon target started by the ultimate art. That's actually really good because it makes it so that your ult does base damage instead of... It still threads everybody together and still does the same thing it did before, but also it also inflicts damage upon everybody that's threaded, which is really good. And then it also gives you defeating enemies fills more of the arc gauge, so it helps you fill your arc gauge up faster so you can use it more often. However, I prefer having both balancers equipped. If you don't have the red balancers from beating the Everdark version of the balancers, this is actually a very good one to put on your red slot as well. I'd actually highly recommend if you don't have the red balancers relic, or you might just prefer this one over having the red balancers relic on as well. Up to you. Very good though. All right, so Scholar, we have Chapter 6 unlocked, a journal entry titled The Truth of the Cleansing Tear. What remains of this entry has been crossed out so many times it has become completely illegible. The majority of it has been torn out completely. Page 7, the journal entry titled That Which I Dreamt While Asleep. In deepest darkness was I laying down adrift in a small boat that was barely large enough to contain me in width or length. The sky above was black as pitch. And though there was nothing at all to mark my passage, no land nor shore in sight, still I felt the rocking of the vessel as it drifted down the stream. Just then the little boat creaked as someone stopped it dead. I tried to crane my neck to see, but my body would not move. All I saw was a hand clasped upon the vessel as it pushed me gently out. Cast hatred aside, heed not the call of the broken and discarded. White flowers bloomed on the riverbank, and a sweet scent, not unlike honey, wafted gently. I began to wonder what became of the woman with whom I had made my bargain with. I wish I could give her the crystal I found underground to show her my appreciation. All right, so that's all we can go as far as now is concerned. So this does not give you any hint whatsoever what you're supposed to do next. There is no like begin remembrance with this one. This is your cue. If you're at page 7, chapter 7 here, you have to beat the balancers as Scholar to advance this remembrance quest. It doesn't tell you that, but that's just what you need to do. So that's why I'm here to tell you that. So the next thing we have to do is beat the balancers. So we're going to end this episode now. And next time, as part of Scholar's Remembrance, we're going to beat the balancers so we can advance his quest line. And then we'll carry on from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found this helpful. And we will catch you next time. See you later, everybody.